From the exterior, the new Juke Hybrid looks attractive. The front profile is treated with Nissan's modern design language, where the top of the grille is closed off to differentiate it from its petrol sibling. At the rear, the beefy look adds to the overall appeal, while at the sides, 17 inches wheels are set in N connector trim, and slicker 19 inches rims are added to Techna trim. You may also notice that the door handles are different from the front and rear of the cab. A traditional design was used for the former, while the latter opted for a latch nestled within the plastic trim that sits near the rear window. Despite the unorthodox arrangement, the four doors are easy to operate. Moving around in the cabin, the new Juke Hybrid feels familiar. While it doesn't stand out in appearance compared to other premium offerings, it has a very practical design. Nested in the center of the dashboard is a compactly arranged 8 inches display that supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Behind the steering wheel, there is a 7 inches part digitalized instrument cluster, which can be customized to display your preferred driving information. Turn-based navigation data is also included. Unfortunately, head-up display (HUD) is not available. However, the use of physical buttons around the cabin, from the steering wheel to the center of the dashboard where dedicated climate control provides an intuitive user experience via capacitive or touch-based input. The crossover SUV has a 6-speaker configuration in the N connector trim, while in the Techna trim you'll find a fun-sounding 10-speaker Bose audio system. The latter also has speakers built into the front headrests, which help enhance the audio experience. This brings us to ride comfort, where this crossover SUV has a stiffer suspension setup. You'll experience the odd speed bumps and potholes on your city rides, in contrast to the Citroën C5 Aircross Hybrid, which glides over road anomalies. As such, you might expect the Nissan to feel a little more planted to the ground on windy country roads, but it still suffers from body roll, unfortunately. The steering input also feels disjointed. That is, when compared to sportier SUVs, such as the Cupra Formentor E Hybrid and BMW X2 xDrive 25e, it provides a superior driving feel. The manufacturer claims the hybrid model is 25% more powerful while consuming 20% less fuel than its petrol sibling. This is, of course, due to the electrical components found in the vehicle. Indeed, there is a 1,258 kilowatt-hours battery and a 36 kilowatts electric motor housed within its diminutive shell. When combined with the 1.6-liter petrol engine, the Juke Hybrid produces 105 kilowatts, 141 horsepower, 205 newton-meters of torque, and will reach 60 miles per hour from a standstill in 9.76 seconds as tested. Top speed is limited to 103 miles per hour. Just for comparison, the non-electric model has 84 kilowatts, 112 horsepower of power and produces 200 newton-meters of torque at 3,000 RPM. While the petrol and hybrid models aren't particularly exciting, the Juke's target audience won't care much about straight-line speed. Instead, it's the promise of better fuel efficiency that will win over new customers. Unfortunately, in mixed driving tests, it only achieved 35 to 40 mpg, which is not a very good figure for a vehicle of its class. As such, there's plenty of driving vibrancy on the short test route, so you'll likely achieve better numbers. For the total driving range, you can drive approximately 350 miles without having to stop, as the Juke Hybrid has a 46-liter fuel tank. For better efficiency, the Electronic Control Unit, ECU, strives to use the 1,258 kilowatt-hours battery as often as possible. While its pure electric range is limited to 5 miles, 8 kilometers, the vehicle often chooses to run in a hybrid mode so as to use both power sources to drive the front wheels. The 1.6-liter Juke Hybrid engine is inseparable from the front axle of the vehicle and thus can be used to power the battery and/or the vehicle. Granted, the engine is used to charge the battery when it's running low or when the ECU decides the battery doesn't offer any better fuel efficiency than using pure gasoline power. Seeing how often and dynamically the vehicle alternates between the two power sources is quite interesting. Here, the transition between petrol and EV modes is smooth and seamless. One cannot feel the difference, but of course, one might be able to hear the sound of the engine when engaged at the front of the vehicle.